Move on now to the Daily Yahoo. This one's from yesterday. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Oh, I'm tired. It's not R.I.P., it's R.E.P. The man is not dead. Don't get your knickers in a twist. Representative John Lewis, a civil rights icon who began pushing for racial justice in the... Oh, my God. Never mind, he has died. Oh, I'm tired. Representative John Lewis. Rest in peace, Representative John Lewis. A civil rights icon who began pushing for racial justice in the Jim Crow South has died. A Georgia Democrat known for his leadership in Congress and throughout the civil rights movement, Lewis was respected on both sides of the political aisle. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Republicans eye sweeping shield from coronavirus liability. What does that mean? A new plan from Senate Republicans to award businesses, schools, and universities sweeping exemptions from lawsuits arising from inadequate coronavirus safeguards is putting Republicans and Democrats at loggerheads as Congress reconvenes next week to negotiate another relief package. The liability proposal, drafted by Majority... That would be Mitch McConnell. Republicans eye sweeping shield from... Okay. Sorry. Sometimes these Yahoo headlines are just... don't seem to make any sense at first. Michael Kors is hosting a mega sale on handbags, but only until Sunday. Don't miss out on these stylish deals. Okay. Analysis. Trump wants a 2016 repeat in a very different year. In the summer of 2016, Donald Trump was trailing in the polls. With time running out, he changed up his campaign leadership team, though not his own mercurial behavior. 4 years later, and in the midst of another summer slump, Trump is hoping to repeat that. I mean... history repeats itself. Ruth Bader Ginsburg announces her cancer is back, but treatment is yielding positive results. The Supreme Court Justice, who has repeatedly survived cancer before, says she has kept up with opinion writing and all other court work. Yeah, the old bag. I can't help but question if her mental faculties are really up to snuff. Just saying. Robert Durst murder trial may not resume until April. The murder trial of New York real estate heir Robert Durst will not resume in late July as planned and may stay on hold until April. At a hearing Friday on the resumption of the case, which was put on pause 4 months ago, probably due to COVID. Sign up for The Yodel, an exciting new Yahoo newsletter covering news, finance, sports, and everything in between. Let us do the work of highlighting the news you need to know so you're up to speed, all in less than 10 minutes. Maybe I'll check that out. Maybe I'll replace this with that. Maybe. We'll see. What's hot? Yahoo search is what's hot. Trending now, Haruma Miura, Christina Applegate, coronavirus, Lucy Hale, Ed Pill's List, Topps Tiles, Vanessa Nadal, VA Home Loan, Michael Douglas, Maggie Smith. Maggie Smith didn't die, did she? And moving along to last and least, the Daily Yahoo for today. One reporter witnessed 2 executions, haunting last words. Okay. A reporter watched a federal prison in Indiana execute convicted killers Wesley Ira Perkey and Daniel Lewis Lee. The latter issued his final words straight to the journalist. Is this going to be a feelings piece about how capital punishment is wrong? It's not. 3 friends on fishing trip killed in massacre, Florida sheriff says. Brandon Rollins, one of the victims, called his dad and said, "Help," police say. When his father arrived, Rollins was able to say a few final words. Massacre by whom? 3 men were fatally beaten and shot on their way to fish in a remote area late Friday night, according to Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd. During a media briefing near the scene Saturday morning, Judd identified the victims as Damian Tillman, 23, Kevin Springfield, 30, and Brandon Rollins, 27. The 3 men had been friends for years, Judd said, adding the families of the victims gave police permission to release their names. Judd, who has worked at the department since 1972, described the killings as a massacre. "This is a horrific scene," Judd said Saturday. "I've been to a lot of murder scenes in my life, and this ranks among the worst." According to the preliminary investigation, Judd said, just after 10 p.m. Friday, Rollins called his dad on his cell phone for help. Judd said Rollins' father knew his son was fishing with his 2 friends and drove to Lake Streety Road. Upon arriving at the scene, Rollins found his son barely alive and his 2 friends dead. Judd said Rollins was able to say a few things to his dad before he died, which the sheriff's office didn't release at the morning briefing. Judd said it appeared that Tillman arrived first in his red pickup, and while he was being killed, Rollins and Springfield arrived in a white pickup and were shot. In Brandon's father's excitement to run to help his son, he forgot his cell phone at home, so now he is out in the middle, as you can see, of no place without any communication, Judd said. The father drove back to the nearest convenience store to call 911 and said, "My son needs help." A 17-year-old girl, the daughter of the convenience store's owner, jumped into Rollins' father's vehicle and the 2 drove back to Lake Streety Road, Judd said. By the time authorities arrived, Rollins had died of his injuries. "These folks appeared to be beaten and shot. We are seeking leads. We need help so we can solve this crime sooner rather than later," Judd said. He did not say whether authorities identified any suspects. His department offers $5,000 for any information leading to the capture of the killers. He said investigators believe more than one culprit was involved in the slayings. Describing the quiet, quaint community surrounded by groves, forest, and cattle ranches, Judd said the area was about as far out in the woods as you can get. And, maybe you haven't noticed, but there's been no mention of these guys' race. So, I think it's safe to assume that they're white, and Yahoo News just doesn't want to highlight the fact that white people can be murdered. But, yeah, there you have it. That sucks. Wonder what the guy said to his father. After hours of silence, Trump tweeted that he was saddened to hear the news of John Lewis's death. President Donald Trump reacted to the death of John Lewis hours after the civil rights icon's passing was announced. Okay. The man's the president of the United States. You don't always... I seriously doubt that he always has time to whip out his phone and tweet the second it might be appropriate. While yes, he is tweeting all the time. That doesn't mean that he's tweeting the very second that whatever he tweets occurs to him. He's probably often in the middle of something, being the president, and he gets back to whatever tweet he wants to send out. Anyway, my point is, this is stupid. This is just more excuses to hate on the fucking president. China blasts dam to release floodwaters as death toll rises. Authorities in central China blasted a dam Sunday to release surging waters behind it. Amid widespread flooding across the country that has claimed scores of lives. State broadcaster CCTV reported the dam on the Chui River in Anhai province was destroyed with explosives. Okay. Princess Beatrice's wedding dress was a stunning vintage gown on loan from Queen Elizabeth. Who's Princess Beatrice? The princess shopped in her grandmother's closet for her big day. I have no idea. Princess Eugenia's wedding gown stands out among the best royal wedding gowns in history. Here comes the dress from Prevention. I don't... Why? Featured simplified election coverage. Nope. What's hot? Oh, Yahoo search. Toilet paper on Yahoo search. Trending now, SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't want to know. Emily Applegate. Coronavirus. Heather Mascoe. Sarah Cooper. Toyota Tacoma 2020. Shailene Woodley. Tiffany Haddish. Laptop sale online. And annuity calculator. And that's the end of our weekend smash. Thank you and goodbye.